Coming up on today's episode of Technoid, Google officially cancels I/O 2020, the online format. What's going to happen to the foray in Android 11? Well, maybe watch the whole video and you'll find out. Also, Samsung is getting a lot of complaints and a lot of heavy criticism about their Exynos chips, all of that and more into the episode, and Apple is working on a refreshed version of the Apple TV 4K. All of that on today's episode. I need to take a cough drop because I can't speak for crap, so stay tuned. What's happening, everybody? Michael here. Welcome back to Technoid. Hope you guys are having an excellent Tuesday. I know it's up and early, so I hope you guys are enjoying it. Welcome back, everybody. So without further ado, let's get this going. Now, story number one, we're going to start with the main story, Apple. Now, there are a few Apple products that I genuinely actually like, with the exception of a few products. Besides the iPad and honestly their audio product like AirPod Pros and some of their stuff, the real product that I like the most from Apple is the Apple TV. Now, a lot of people say it is an overpriced device, and everybody makes so much complaints and stuff about Apple, but I personally enjoy the Apple TV for its tvOS experience, its integration with the Apple ecosystem, but also being able to give you a refreshing feel to something that is different that we don't normally see, and also just putting in good specs into a TV box like that. Well, Apple is working on a brand new refreshed version, and it actually looks pretty cool, but I don't know if I would recommend upgrading it if you're not. So, take a look at the breakdown. The rumor is that the new Apple TV will have a brand new starting storage from 32 to 64 gigabytes. It will also have a brand new chip. The rumored chip is the A12X, most notably for the Apple Arcade support, better graphics, better quality, and also possibly 8K support, although I highly doubt people are going to jump to 8K that fast, but it's good to know that support is there, if that's the case, and also the price points will mostly be the same. Honestly, I think that's a very smart thing on Apple, because you keep the price point the same, but you give them more value. I always think that's the best plan to go with. I never usually recommend 128 gigabytes of storage because of the obvious. I don't really think you need that much, but people's needs are different, so what else is new? Now, the question is, when is this going to come out? Now, a lot of rumors and outlets are saying that Apple can just do it whenever they want, and I typically kind of agree with that, because if you look at the current market, we're not in the mood for a new Apple TV. So it only makes sense for Apple to hold off on releasing this product until things clear up a little bit better. So hopefully things get a little bit better, and hopefully we will see some new improvements. But so far the code name is Apple TV 6, although I would probably just call it the Apple TV 4K or something like that. But let me know your thoughts down below of the Apple TV. Do you use it? Do you have one? What do you think of it? I just don't like the controller that comes with it. I just hope they give us a new one, which is also in the rumors, but that's not really the main selling point. The whole thing is the device. Anyway, that's story number one. Story number two, let's move it to Samsung. Now, Samsung fanboys, I don't get why you complain to Samsung a lot. They gave you a perfectly premium device and priced it pretty reasonably considering all the specs and stuff that you're getting, and yet you still say that it's too much, too expensive. Hey, you're the one that called for it, buddies, not me. You're the ones that wanted all that expensive ass crap. You wanted Super AMOLED, you wanted more cameras, you wanted this, you wanted that. You know, beggars can't be choosers. You beg, you get what you receive. But anyway, there are some arguments that I do agree with from Samsung fan nights or Samsung nights or whatever you guys call each other. I don't even know what you guys call yourselves. Honestly, like, why do you need to call yourself Samsung nights? But anyway, there are some complaints, most notably being the Exynos chip and also software support, which I do agree with. But now it has reached the point where Samsung fans are asking Samsung to stop manufacturing Exynos chips. Now, at some point, the Samsung Exynos chips actually were better than the Qualcomm chips at one point. But in recent studies and recent Geekbench scores, it is showing that the Exynos chips are just very poor in performance, terrible camera sensor arrangements, terrible battery life, terrible performance, overheats and throttles, and a lot of Samsung fans are like, just stick with Qualcomm. And I have to agree, because it doesn't matter which chip is fast or not, but all these issues are rising from the Exynos chip, only give an indication that, look, Samsung, your manufacturing chips just suck. So listen to the fans. Hey, listen, you listen all the time. And this is mostly for Europe. This isn't America. In America, you get the Qualcomm set. But in Europe, where most of your companies and most of your consumers lie out there, in Korea, most parts of Europe, I would say go with Qualcomm because honestly, I mean, your Exynos chip really haven't made a dent. Look, Apple, you're not gonna be Apple. You need more time to work. Apple has some great chips. Their chipsets are phenomenal. So if you really want to be on that level, you're going to have to go back to the drawing board. So I agree with the Samsung fans on this one, and I definitely agree, maybe you should just stick with Qualcomm. And last story up of the day, let's talk Google. Now, Google I/O 2020 was canceled because of what's happening, and we all assumed it was going to be an online format, which Google kind of gave some indications. Well, that just went out the toilet because it is canceled. Google has canceled I/O 2020 for the online. However, they do state that they will be doing website press releases on anything that they're going to talk about. So anybody worried about Android 11 not being released or anything like that, do not worry. You will still get your Android 11 and possibly Google Pixel 4a. Now again, most of these companies are holding off their products because of what's happening in the economy right now and also what's going on. There is no real demand for people to want to go out and buy devices. Only reason Apple released that iPad Pro was because, no March event. But I digress. The Google I/O stream is no longer happening, so probably we'll be receiving a press release from Google explaining the breakdown, giving developers more choices online, but not in an online workshop or anything like that. So that's it for today's episode, guys. I wanted to make it very quick and fast. So comment your thoughts down below. Let me know what did you think of today's episode, all the news you've heard. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your buddies, hit that thumbs up, hit that dislike button. It also does work as well. Helps spread out the channel, even if you hate the video. And peace.